Hi there, it's me, Annalisa Boyd, Orthodox Christian wife, mom to 10, bread baker, candy maker, self-proclaimed doula, accidental midwife, and the author of the Ascetic Lives of Mothers Hear Me, Special Agents of Christ, and creator of saintsbox.com. So today I just wanted to do hopefully a quick little video. We will see. I am not known for being short-winded. Is that a thing? We hear about long-winded, which I'm very good at, but short-winded, is that even a saying? No, it is now. It is now a saying. But today I wanted to talk about moments. So much is going on in the world. So many people are experiencing so much. The weight that we all carry just feels sometimes like it's getting heavier and heavier and heavier. Some of us have family situations where there may be, big challenges with things like, or extra challenges beyond what everybody is already carrying, and, stuff with mental health or disabilities or drug use or, substance abuse of some kind, kids or other family members refusing to go to church. Or cursing God even, just so much. Children and spouses who may be, experiencing suicidal ideation because of all the stuff that's been going on. There's just so much. And then we listen to the news. Don't listen to the news. Then we listen to the news or watch TV or hear conversations. Even if we're trying not to watch the news, we hear conversations because everybody has an opinion. Or we scroll through social media and we see all these things that can just be overwhelming and so disheartening. But we have to remember that God does not give us more than, how does it go? God does not give us more than He can handle. It's really not about what we can carry. I think it was implied when I was growing up that, we're supposed to help God out and, carry this burden. But it's not that. There is a burden, but it is He is in it. We can only carry it because He is carrying it, and He is placing a small amount on our shoulders to, be a light to those around us. But not because He's like, hey, I can't carry this by myself, so here you go. And that's not it at all. And He gives us moments before, during, and after situations that help to lift us up and give us the nourishment, spiritual nourishment, and the strength to do what He calls us to. Just had an experience a couple weeks ago, got to go to another state with my littles. My husband got to stay here. He's an introvert, so that was like a huge blessing for him to just kind of have the house quiet to himself. So he can get a little rejuvenated. And then I went with my 3 youngest to another state to visit a friend, and it was a wonderful time. And on the way back home, we left at like 4 in the morning, at 5 or 5. We left at 5 in the morning. Would have been 4 in the morning here. Anyway, we left early in the morning, and an hour into our drive, we got a call about one of my people that something was happening with. And then the closer we got, it was about a 10-hour drive that we did. The closer we got to home, the more calls I got, and everything just blew up. And I felt helpless because there wasn't anything I could do because I was so far away. And then, but I realized that God had provided a way for my spirit to be refreshed before the next storm came. And that doesn't mean I didn't still get wet when the storm came, but it did mean that I hadn't just been left out in the elements, to be bombarded over and over and over and over and over again. And that there was a moment that I got to have some refreshment and some encouragement. And sometimes those moments, and that, I don't know what I was going to say, but it was going to be really good. But there are those moments, and it made me look back and think, okay, there have been a lot of moments. I mean, I often think about it after the fact, but I just realized that God had really given my husband and I a blessing so that we weren't facing another challenge from a place of exhaustion, but we had been able to get a respite. And then I started thinking, the dogs. I started thinking the respite isn't always, a few days away where you get to be pampered by a friend in another state. Sometimes it's as little as, plugging your kids into their seatbelts and closing the door, and that quiet moment you have when you're walking around the outside of the car to get in and go wherever you're going. Or those moments when you, before your head hits the pillow and you pass out because you're exhausted, but the house is quiet and peaceful for those few minutes. And it's not the wrong kind of quiet, it's the right kind of quiet. Or you get to have a quiet moment, going to the store, or, I don't know, just any little moment, a moment to be able to say, Lord have mercy, or to say the Jesus prayer. Just a quiet moment here or there, that is refreshment for the soul. And he provides that so that as the things come, even if they come in rapid succession, that we can face them through him. So I just felt like that was good to share. I know that I'm definitely not the only one struggling, or the one, struggling the most. I know so many other people who are carrying burdens I can't even imagine bearing. But the idea that we are not bearing them alone. In the Christian tradition I was raised in, it was implied that not that we were bearing them alone, but we were letting God down if we asked for help. And that's false. He tells us to ask him for help. He wants us. We're his kids. That's the example that he gives. We are his children. We are his bride. What groom does not expect his bride to come to him if there is a problem, if there is a need, if, any of those things? Any groom wants to show love to his bride by caring for her, right? And they share something together, and that is what we have with Christ. So, anyway, let's not be discouraged by all the things we hear. The only things that we need to know are that Christ loves us. He is aware of our situation. He is aware of the challenges we are facing, our spouse might be facing, our children, our loved ones, our church community, and our world. He is aware. It is not a surprise. Nobody has caught him off guard. And he is strong enough for all of it and to get us through. There's nothing that this world can do to hurt us, to destroy us. I think of the saints. I think of the martyrs. Nobody wants to think about martyrdom right now, but I do. I think of the martyrs, that God prepared them. I don't know if I can do that. Definitely not in my own strength. And they didn't do it in their own strength either. It wasn't because they were like extra special people. They were people that followed God, and that is all we are called to be. are God's people and to follow Him. So that means no matter what happens, He is trustworthy and He will give us exactly what we need in the moment that we need it. And that is true. So I would love to hear any ways that you've experienced that, how God has provided for you in a moment that you just did not even think you were gonna make it. It could be an emergency situation, or it could just be for a lot of us, it's living with chronic situations, not necessarily the acute ones, or the things that we experience after a major life change or emergency or situation that has far-reaching consequences. It's the things that end up lasting a long time that I think, I'm not going to say are harder, because there are so many horrific things that could happen, but how has God sustained you? What are the things that you see? Just take a moment and think about it. How has God provided for you before, during, and after? And for some of us, there is not an after and may never be an after, but before and during the challenges that you have faced. I would love to hear it. But anyway, the dogs are going crazy. But let's keep on working at our salvation, one mama moment at a time. Thanks. Bye.